In this lesson, Langshan's going to help me demonstrate touches in opposition. So if you've seen some of our foil lessons, you've seen binding touches. It's going to be very similar to that. Essentially what we're doing in a touch in opposition is where you are going to be extending out against the line of your opponent's extension, thereby forcing their blade out past you while allowing you to travel to their target safely. In order for this to happen, it's not really like a parry. You're simply going to extend out. So if you're attacking me directly, and you're attacking more or less in the position of 6, I'm going to extend out. So I'm going to catch your blade with the forte of mine, move it onto my guard as I extend out, and I can hit you. This way your blade is going to pass out beyond my position of 6, and there's no risk of you hitting me. It will allow me to come all the way out and hit you, however. So this is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to look at 3 opposition touches. We're going to look at a touch in 6, a touch in 4, and a touch in 2. The first one we're going to be looking at is going to be the opposition touch in 6. So that means his outside line. If Langshan stands on guard, I'm going to show you exactly where that is. So in his on guard position, if I'm attacking him and he wants to do an opposition in 6, that means I should be setting up an attack anywhere from his hand up to his shoulder, including his front leg. However, we're going to keep this simple and keep it to the high line. So I'm going to really just target everything from the hand up to the shoulder. Now for his opposition touch, he's going to have to bind my blade. He's going to have to hold it out in 6. So we're going to get started and we're going to see how that works. So I'll put my mask on. We're both on guard. And you can see we have got nice distance. There's no separation. I've got a little overlap with his blade. He has a little bit with mine. This means we can both hit each other. There's no other preparation we need to do. First thing you're noticing, my blade is on the inside of his, so I can attack you if I can hit his inside or his outside. But he wants to do an opposition in 6. So as I extend, he's going to drop his point underneath mine and raise it up so he's now in the position of 6. So I start my extension, he drops under, he raises. Now I complete my extension, he's going to hit an opposition. And there you can see, he's catching me on the arm. My blade is locked in against his forte in his guard. So if I continue all the way, there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck. So we're going to do that one more time. It's going to be the same thing. So we're on guard. I start my extension, he goes under, over, and finishes an opposition. And there it is again. So same setup, same reason. The only reason why he has to do that disengage to come up to the other side is because I'm attacking from the center. I'm going to travel to his 6. For the opposition to work, he's on guard, he has to drop that point, he can raise it, and now he can extend out. And that's angulated. So in the extension, the hand's going out. It's pulling the arm out, so the guard is going to rise out past me. I don't want to hold it directly forward, because that means the blade can still touch me. It could produce a double, where what you really want is a single. So again, remember, you do that in 6, you drop your point, raise it, extend out, so the blade is locked away from you. Do not extend in or direct. That will not be an opposition touch. He'll still travel in and hit you. The second one we're going to be doing is an opposition touch in 4. So looking back at 6, I'm already in that position. I can attack deep, or I can attack shallow. I can go for the inside or the outside line. The opposition in 4 is where I decide to attack deep, and he doesn't want to get hit, so he has to oppose my line inside. So essentially what you're looking at is a fencer on guard. They're going to travel across. It's going to be a very deep parry in the initial setup, and then once you've caught the blade, you're going to extend out. So the blade is caught by the guard in the forte, extending past you, so there's no chance of hitting anything else. So Langshan's going to stand on guard. We're going to set this action up again. So it's going to be the same distance. As you can see, we've got some overlap again. And this time, there's no need for a disengage. I'm in the right line. He doesn't have to do any extra work. So as I start that extension, he's going to catch it with a very deep-seating forward parry. So it comes across. As you can see, his arm travels, but it's not straight. As I continue the extension, he extends against me. And again, just like the opposition in 6, I'm caught by his forte in his guard. So I'm on the top of his guard. It pushes my point out past him and above him. There's nothing I can do to catch him. So let's try that one more time. We're on guard, same distance. I start my extension. He makes his deep seat parry, and there's the finish, just like that. So it's quite simple. You just have to make sure that when you're effecting this action, you're not jeopardizing your point control. So the difference between this and foil is that in foil, you're probably going to see a lot of travel from the tip in a parry. In epee, you don't want that. So when you're on guard, your tip stays fixed on the target. It is simply your hand and arm that travels. That allows you to maintain point control. Very, very important. So again, if you're attacking me in 4 and I want to do a bind or an opposition in that line, here I am. Point is still there. So when I extend, I haven't changed my point control. I'm still able to hit. For our third opposition touch, we're going to be looking at parry 2. Now parry 2 is an interesting one. It's most common in epee. It's essentially where you are effecting a parry, but you're going to pronate your hand. So it's going to be a very strong bend. You're going to hammer the point down, so your palm is facing the floor, your blade is parallel with the ground. So it's going to be an attack to the center. Boom, there you are. So you can see my hand is still in position, my point is going to travel, and you can do your opposition touch just like that. So Lang Chen's going to help me with that. We're going to stand on guard. And very important, it is all coming from this powerful locking parry. You're going to pronate your wrist. So it's going to come from your elbow all the way up through your wrist. So we're on guard. I start my extension. He's going to do his parry in 2. Now you can see he's caught me with the forte of his blade, and I'm already mounted on the top of his guard. Now he's going to do his extension as I travel forward, and there you can see he's hit. My point is locked out past him. There's nothing I can do. So we'll do that one more time. So again, we're on guard. I'm going to start my extension. He's going to hammer it down. So here comes the parry. And now he's going to do his extension. And there's the touch. So it looks a little bit like parry 4, except it's a lot lower. And it requires a full rotation of your wrist and forearm. So again, you're on guard, the attack is coming to the center mass, boom, down you go, you've caught the guard, and you start your extension. This is going to push the blade out past, just like in parry 4, but slightly different line. So those are our 3 touches in opposition. We're looking at 6, 4, and 2.